Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Pete Fakaizen here, Cross Country Mortgage. Just wanted to touch base with you on a really important subject now that interest rates are definitely above 6% for Fannie and Freddie and FHA products. So a lot of people ask me, hey, Pete, what's a rate buy down and why is it so important for my sellers and buyers? Well, it's really important for sellers and buyers for a few different reasons. Number one, let's start with sellers. So for sellers, if you're a listing agent out there and your seller's home hasn't gone under agreement in a little while, right? Basically, instead of taking a price break, your seller might opt to market a home with some MLS language as the following. With all qualified buyers, with all qualified offers, the seller is willing to buy down the buyer's interest rate. Please inquire within. So again, that's for MLS. You would update the listing to say, with all qualified offers, seller is willing to buy down interest rate. Inquire within. Really, really important. You might want to, finagle that language a little bit to whatever your real estate company thinks is the right thing to do. But basically, what we're saying is give us a call. If you offer close to asking, we're going to reduce the amount of money we're going to make on the deal. We're going to give the buyer a concession and we're going to buy down the rate. So what I'm going to do is real quick here, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm speaking about. When we look at a buy down, right? Let's see here. All right. So when we look at a buy down, if you could see here, you've got our cross country, very handy calculator here. But a buy down is called a 2-1 buy down. This works on Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac products, and FHA. Max loan amount that we're seeing in most counties here in Massachusetts is $770,500. So we'll go up to what's called the high balance conforming. The standard in 2023 and what's available right now is a $715,000 mortgage, right? The high conforming is still last year's, which is $770,500. We expect that to change soon, but we haven't had FHFA, the Federal Housing Authority, come out and tell us what that new high balance loan amount is going to be. So anyways, let's look at a $600,000 purchase. And let's say the going rate today on an FHA loan is 6.25. Okay. So if we took 6.25, if we did 10% down, 60 grand, right? We'd be looking at a 540 mortgage amount. Okay. If the seller were to offer $12,136 in a seller credit to the buyer, in year one, the borrower would get a 4.25% interest rate. Obviously, they got to qualify for all this, folks, with credit, income, assets, down payment, etc. But savings year one, $668 a month, or $8,021. Savings year two, $343, or a annual payment savings of $4,000. So if you could see that, basically what we're doing is we at Cross Country, we're putting all this money, this $12,136 in an escrow account. We are buying down your monthly payment. So a lot of clients say to me, well, what happens if rates go lower? Because first year is 4.25, second year is 5.25, and then the rest is 30-year fixed mortgage is going to be 6.25. Well, say rates drop in 8 months, and we call you and say, hey, good news, we can refinance you 4.5 and a 30-year fix. We can fix this for 30 years. Are you interested? And they say yes. Whatever portion of this $12,136 is left over, we are going to return to you. It's just like an escrow account. So it's like when you refinance before, if I give you back all your taxes and insurance you placed with us, right? That's what we're doing. We're just returning you money. So if you're in, 8 months in, you're going to see a good portion of this stuff come back, right? Probably around $6,000, $7,000. All right. So that is what we call the buy down. What we are doing here is we're giving the seller the ability to offer money to that buyer to save them money in lieu of them possibly taking a huge price break on the home, right? And I think that's really important. Just because a lot of people are looking at, hey, my listing's been on for 30 days. What do we do? Do we cut it by 30, 40, 50 grand? Who knows? Well, this is a great way to start out. That's so you can try to maximize the price for the seller and you can save the buyer a bunch of money. And then for buyers, we just flip over to that. It's the same calculator. I'm not going to go back to it, but agents, you would want to build into your offer. What we would do is we'd qualify the buyer at that 6.25% interest rate, make sure they meet all the standards because you're going to qualify at that higher rate. But what we do is we have the ability to now have a client be in a lower loan payment every month for the first 2 years, right? Here across country, we believe that in the next 18 to 24 months, interest rates are going to come down, right? We just believe with, you know, the current economy, inflation, we think that this stuff will ease definitely in the next 24 months. So if we can get you at 5.25% for those in 4.25%, combined there, you're going to see a lot of savings, 12 to $13,000. I really want to make this happen for you. One important thing about buy downs, the credit has to come from the seller or builder or from the lender. Okay. The buyer cannot just arbitrarily buy this down on their own. So, anyways, I hope these tidbits help you. Most importantly, agents, don't try to figure this out on your own. Give me a call. Pete Fakaizen, Cross Country Mortgage, 508-240-4418. You can reach me anytime, 7 days a week. Really, really important. By the way, if you haven't heard, you should check out our podcast called Pouring Coffee, everything about real estate and mortgage and kind of what's happening in the world. We do that weekly. Last week was our first episode, but we're super excited about it. And then lastly, just because we have to, we are an equal housing opportunity lender. All loans are subject to underwriting approval. Certain restrictions apply. Call for details. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029, www.mlsconsumeraccess.org, www.crosscountrymortgage.com, NMLS 12344. That is me, Pete Fakaizen. You can also reach us at thefakaizengroup.com. Anyways, last day of September here. Hope you all have a great weekend. Please hit me up on this, office meetings. If you want me to do a Zoom with your office, happy to explain this, but this is a great way to save your clients money.